start with my introduction because I see quite a number of few new people here in this call or in this webinar. So my name is Marilyn. I'm the founder and CEO of Customized Training Solutions Private Limited, Asia's most trusted learning and business solutions provider. And our mission is to be able to help people and organizations across industries to achieve their objectives through learning and relevant interventions. And we've actually worked quite globally, especially in the recent months. And some of the companies that we've worked with in the past includes Petronas, Ayala Corporation, Sony Mobile, Sinochem, ProLife UK, Shell, Chevron, just to name a few. And the reason why most clients choose us is because of the caliber of our speakers. We always work with world-class speakers from around the world. Of course, our customer centricity, passion, and responsiveness. And since we tailor a lot of the programs, it's experiential, cost-efficient, relevant, and impactful. And just before we start, we would like to ensure this is going to be a smooth and productive session for you. So please do participate throughout the full session. Kindly be on mute when listening. Unmute only if you have any questions or answers to Edwin's questions. Alternatively, you can utilize the chat function to interact. And most importantly, be present throughout the program. And if you can turn on your video or camera so that we can engage better, we will appreciate that. And of course, after this program, we will appreciate your feedback so that we can always improve. And of course, it's my great pleasure to be able to introduce Edwin Cordenete. He's actually teaching programming, graphics, and computer-aided design courses. He has been a university instructor for 2 decades while he's working with various industries, both the public and the private sectors as an IT consultant. He also worked for 6 years as a senior software engineer for P3's Global Limited in Singapore. So without so much further ado, I'll give the floor to Edwin.
All right, thank you so much, Marilyn. Okay, guys, welcome again to our training. Probably before I start, I could share my slide. Okay, so okay, so this actually CAD 2D and 3D training workshop. So as Drew mentioned a while ago, he's only 14 years old. My daughter actually learned this during after the elementary years, and this is quite very easy to learn. Okay, we just have to familiarize ourselves with some of the different commands, and then the rest is really an amazing journey. So this training actually provides with the basic foundation how to do 2D objects, and for a while, is that mine? Excuse me. Okay, let's continue. I thought that was mine. Okay, so again, so we'll be doing some of the exercise in 2D as well as in 3D drawing later. So for now, you see, while working in Singapore, I've learned so many things, especially with the CAD and the programming part of it. As you can see on your screen right now, this is actually done in AutoMod. AutoMod is another programming part of Autodesk, wherein we can actually create three-dimensional using your AutoCAD drawing. In this case, this baggage handling system under US Loop, you will see that we can actually generate different flows of the baggage in here. Again, this is part of AutoMod software. This is another tool aside from AutoCAD, but the baseline of this one is actually AutoCAD. Okay. Okay, these are the different topics that we're going to discuss today. So from our software side, we will learn some of the different CAD tools aside from AutoCAD and what are the different advantages. And then we can start doing or presenting to you the different workspaces from older versions of AutoCAD to the latest version. And then we'll be dealing with 2D drawing features, the grids, the lines, some of the polygons, and of course, modifying tools. These are the how to use the erase command, how to use the trimming, how to use the moving and copying. And then, of course, later we will be I'll be showing you the different procedures, how to do layers and dimensions. And then, of course, lastly, I'm going to introduce the basics of 3D. Okay, so much for that. Let's start right away. So these are the different CAD softwares in the market. So we have the AutoCAD there, we have the Autodesk Inventor. In fact, a few years back, I've used this MicroStation from Bentley System. Okay, and then I also have a foundation regarding the SketchUp and PTC Creo. All right. So SolidWorks, yes, I have experience on that one. And of course, we have the open source products. These are freely downloadable from the internet. We have the Blender, we have the FreeCAD and LibreCAD. These are all for 2D and 3D drawings. All right. So these are the different comparisons. If you're going to use Autodesk and Blender and other AutoCAD or CAD tools. So you see, some has uh, software available also for Linux and Macintosh. Okay, my friend has been using this SketchUp software also in doing the 3D part. Okay, I like Blender. This is a nice tool also. Okay, this is part of the importing exporting issue. Okay, let's show you the different advantages. You know, prior to the CAD software, every architect, I mean, most of us are doing the manual kind of drawing. We use the technical pens and then we do different layouts of our plans. But if you're going to use the CAD right now, there would be an accuracy and it will reduce errors. Imagine these are all digital copies. So you can actually share to everybody or to anybody on your team. At the same time, it will save more time and money, right? In fact, we have part wherein we can do a so-called ready-made file for 3D printing. That's why AutoCAD is very good also in 3D modeling. Okay, there are a lot of Autodesk products that is in the market, especially in CGI effects. We have the 3D Studio Max. So the good thing about the AutoCAD software, it it also has this kind of database for manufacturing. In fact, in Singapore, while working there, we have this kind of software, the object arcs. This is also part of AutoCAD programming, wherein I can easily extract informations or files that can be used for production, manufacturing. You see, we can generate the different systems, part of your conveyor system, because I work in Tedis Global, but that is a multinational company. We did a lot of airport baggage handling system, the hardware and software part. So we build. In fact, since we have students here or participants here in India, we were there in India for 3 months, our team, and we built the Mumbai International Airport. So again, there's a lot of advantages that we can actually benefit from this AutoCAD training. Even the commands. Imagine you see the field, the hatch, the section, jumper. If you're going to do this manually, you see, it would be very hard for the draftsman or to the graphics designer. Okay, then there would be also calculations. You can easily calculate for your mass, the volume. Okay, these are the classic workspaces or from the older and the latest version of AutoCAD. Okay, I'll show you. This is the drawing area. The drawing area composed of the drawing toolbar, and then we have the menu bar, modify toolbar in here, command line. Now remember, the command line is very important. For most coders, I knew that they are very much familiar with the command line, meaning console based. We usually make a lot of codings in in the programming side of um, the different programmers. So I'm fond of using the command line. I usually memorize the different commands, so it will make me, it will speed up the drawing actually. So even in my years of training, and the students actually wanted to learn also the best practices. So I told them that the best solution is to practice the different console-based commands. By doing that, you don't need to use your mouse most of the time to execute the different commands, all right? So later, you'll see the different demonstrations, how to use the different commands of AutoCAD. Okay, this is the latest version of AutoCAD, AutoCAD 20, this AutoCAD 2016. It's not yet the latest version, one of the latest version. So the drawing area would be right here, just like the Windows, Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. You will have here a ribbon on the upper portion, wherein you can see the different commands are laid down. Okay, we have the modify toolbar there if you want to edit some objects. And then we have the dimension toolbar. We have the menu bar also. And then of course the command line. Again, in our demonstration today, I'll be showing you the concept on how to use the command line in most of my executions. Okay, and then we'll be dealing also with three coordinate systems, how to use the absolute, the relative, and the polar coordinates. Okay. Okay, some preliminary commands. Limits. Why do we need to use limits? Okay, limits. Before you did, especially if you are drawing certain object, right? You must have some kind of drawing area or drawing workspace where you will be provided with certain limits. Say you want to draw in a bond paper size or an A4 size or A5 size, you need to know what exact limits, I mean the drawing space you're going to work on. Okay, so this is the procedure. You just have to type limits followed by zero point 0.0. This is the first coordinate. And then the second coordinate would be the corner, 27.94 and 21, 21.59. This is actually the bond paper size, 27.94 centimeters by 21.59 centimeters, which is equivalent to 8.5 inches by 11 inches letter size bond paper. And then afterwards, we're going to put grids. So different units will be displayed there, just like grids on your Excel. It's actually a distinction between each unit. And then we can also create rectangle. So you can visualize the actual space of your drawing. And then zoom and then extend. Okay, we just have to familiarize with these four commands: limits, grid, rect, zoom, extend. So we're going to show you how to do this. Again, the command line will be your um, reference point. We're going to use that as our point wherein we can issue different commands or invoke the different commands. Okay, just to give you an example. Okay, this is the actual appearance of a short bond paper size drawing area. So we need to limit our drawing, assuming we are going to use a short bond paper size. So 21.59 centimeters by 27.94, or which is equivalent to 8.5 by 11 inches. Okay, just to give you a demonstration, okay, you can watch this video clip for a while. Oh, wait. That is your first coordinate, first corner.
First corner, upper corner.
Start grid. The same coordinate. As you can see, this is already your workspace. There is already a rectangle in here wherein you can actually do some of your 2D objects. Okay, just to give you an example. Okay, these are the different objects that you can draw inside that particular rectangle. Okay, in my previous training, so for my students, definitely just going to provide them with the dimensions of each object, and then they're going to use some of the commands that I'm using before they can draw. But of course, they need to know exactly what is the limit of the drawing area. Okay. Okay, these are some of the function keys that you need to remember. The ortho on and ortho off, or F8 function key, and then F3 function key. These two function key are very important, especially in maintaining the accuracy if you're drawing in AutoCAD. So if you know how to use ortho on, that means it's just the alignment of your um, drawing, especially particularly to your lines. If it's on, that means you can only draw vertical and horizontal lines. Anyway, it's a toggle. Just like a switch. When you press F8, becomes horizontal and vertical only. And then if you press F8 again, it becomes freewheeling or freestyle, meaning you can draw several lines with elevations or with angles. Now, F3 is about OSNAP or object snap settings. We've learned that one in our uh, training in, let's say, if you're doing in trigonometry, for instance, you know exactly how to use the different tangencies, point of tangencies, perpendicular line, how to know what are the different quadrants, centers of circles, midpoint of a line, endpoint of a line, intersections, nodes. These are the basic OSNAP settings that we need to learn for so that we can create objects that are very accurate. We need to make sure that when we put something on a specific line, for instance, and you want that circle to be, or that line to be tangent to a certain circle, it must have this kind of setting. So 100%, you will know that the accuracy is there. It really touches the circle. Okay, later I'm going to show you from the demonstration. Okay, of course, we should know how to pick objects in your AutoCAD by selecting from left to right using a mouse pointer. Okay, these are the shortcut commands. Okay, later I'm going to demonstrate to you the different shortcut commands on how to draw a line. Just press L, how to draw a circle, press C, ellipse, EL, rectangle, REC, polygon, POL, hatch, H. For modified toolbar, if you want to erase something, just press E. If you want to trim something, you can press TR. If you want to copy, just type CO. moving M, mirror MI, offset. Oh, okay. You may not be able to learn that right away, but during demonstration, I'm going to show you step by step how to use those different commands. Okay, but first, okay, let's try one example here. The commands that we'll be using here is line, erase, and then of course the function key. Okay, let's go right away to our demonstration. I have a recorded video also with this one, but after the recorded video, I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's pause the video for a while. Okay, I hope you learned something from that one. So that is based on line command also, and some are some function key. Let's one function key we use the F8 function key to provide you with ortho on, ortho off mode. All right. So okay, let's forget exercise two. We can move on to another exercise. Okay, I like to do this because this one in consists of circles and arcs. Okay, and we'll be using trimming. Okay, in this command. So line, circle, erase, trim, F8, and then the F3 function. Okay, let us watch the video. That is shift right click. We're not doing trimming. TR is the command for trimming. Okay. Okay, that's it. So we're done with our drawing. We can move to other topic like this because we are summarizing everything for you right now. And then later on, we move directly to the actual AutoCAD hands-on. Okay, this is actually a training for your layers. You know what's a layer? Layer allows you to provide different uh, colors, and we call it for every item on your drawing. You may have center lines, you may have object lines, dimensions, text, hatch. These are being defined with specific layers. Okay, layer should be differentiated from each of the object. So just to give you an example, the benefit of layer. We're assigning color for each layer. So every layer we define the size, the line weight, the color, okay? Until each of the layers has been created. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate that to you later on, but at least you know where the layer is needed on this case, okay? Cyan is the color of our object. Okay, now, layering is important as well as the dimensioning of your object. Just to give an example, how easy to dimension an object? Dimension style. Shortcut is dim style. Yeah, that is a usual standard. The overall scale for the dimension is 0.1. 0.1 of your object, period. Layer is dimension layer for, I mean, the layer is gray. In this case, look how easy it is to put dimension. clicking 2 points, you can create dimensions right away. Sorry. This time we're putting radius. Click the object and then voila, the radius dimension is already there. Okay. So basically, you've learned how to do dimensioning in AutoCAD. This time, I'm going to show you the basic of 3Ds. Okay. This is 3D based on our 2D drawing. How we're able to do this kind of 3D? Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to my AutoCAD. Okay, look at this one. This is our drawing, right, a while ago. We're done doing this, and then the dimensions are there. Now, I also mentioned a while ago the importance of layers. If you don't want to see the dimension, we can actually turn off the dimension layer by clicking this. You see, the dimensions are gone. You can also see that in my drawing, there's also text. If you want to remove text, that means you can only see the object lines. Just click this button, turn off. It's done. So in my drawing, you would notice I just copied this object so you can see that there are two objects here. This one is actually in 3D already. I'm going to show you how to make this one in 3D. How would you know that? How would why did I tell you that this is already in 3D? Just to give you an example, in our view, there's also what we call name views. Okay, in name viewports, we can actually select or create different viewports. Just like what you can see in my previous slide, there are four viewports there. If I want to make, let's say, two viewports, two vertical, you just change this to 3D, and then afterwards, you can change, let's say on this left side, you want to make it the top portion or top view of your drawing. And then the right side would be southeast isometric. So this will be the idea. Okay, when you click OK, you will be shown with two views now. You see, this is already the southeast isometric, and this is the top view of your drawing. So how we're going to make this view, I mean, this object, this one, into a 3D? Just to give you an example. Okay, once you're done with your drawing, you would notice that what is this? This object has how many entities? One, two, there are several entities actually. Remember, before you make or before you can create a 3D object, 2D object should be joined together. I mean, the entities in here. That's why I keep on telling my students, master the 2D first, because if you master the 2D, you can easily create 3D objects. Okay, first things first, we need to join these different objects into one, okay? Different entities into one entity. Okay, how are we going to do that? I'm going to type edit. Okay, I'm going to click this object. And then do you want to turn it into one? Yes, we press Y. And then join, click join. You see, I'm using my command line. So click each of these entities because I want to join this so I can make it a 3D object. Press enter. You click and then click join and then enter. That's it. You're done. As you would notice, this is already one entity object. You see? It's already one entity. It's not exploded in AutoCAD term. So if you want to make this a 3D object, all you have to do is to type extrude, short for EXT, extrude. We just need to put a height. Click the object, enter, and then put a height. Let's say I want a, say, 1.5 centimeter height. Okay, enter. There you go. As you can see on your right side, it's already in 3D. It's already in 3D. And then these two objects, I can also make this in 3D. Three objects, I mean, these triangles. All right. Let's say extrude. In AutoCAD, okay, I'm going to make this, let's say, height would be, let's say, 3. There you go. And then say this true, these two objects. AutoCAD, as I mentioned a while ago, the latest or the most recent command will be executed right away if you press enter. Okay, that means we are going to execute again extrude command. Click, click. Let's say I want to use a 2 centimeters width. Okay, there you go. If you go to this side, you see that this is already in 3D view. Zoom, right click 3D orbit. I can use visual style, say realistic. There you go. Let's say shaded of gray. I click. I can also do a navigation, continuous orbit like this. There's a lot of commands in AutoCAD. You can actually make this a different object wherein you can put a hole inside, you have a mesh, a different solid formulas. All right. So basically, what else? Go ahead, of course. Okay, basically, uh, the entire topic right now is done. If you have any questions, just let me know. Miss Marilyn?
Yes, so far there's no question, but later on we'll be sharing about the full program. They were
Okay.
asking for some
Okay.
um,
I think
regarding
somebody's asking
contact
question.
details. Mhm.
You can unmute now. There's in a chat group. Can you explain detail the different types of coordinate systems? Okay. This is coming from Prasant. Okay, coordinate system. Okay, good. I like that question. Okay. The best example that I can give you is like this. Just to go back to our name views. Let's go to single. Okay, coordinate system. Okay, as I mentioned a while ago, there are three types of coordinate system. We have the absolute, relative, and polar coordinate system. Okay, when we draw a line, for instance, in this one, let's go back to our slide. Okay, you see, absolute refers to the origin would be 0, 0. Relative coordinate means there is a basis of base point, and then the polar coordinate distance and angle. This can be described in an actual demonstration. If it's based on 0 like this, here's my AutoCAD. Okay, let's say we are going to issue a line here. Line. I'm going to use the relative coordinate, meaning, for instance, this is length of 5 and then the y-axis is 1. Polar has angular, remember that. Okay. If I have a line here, let's say a 5-unit line, okay. From this point, I want to create another line with 5-unit length. Okay, from this point, another line, 5-unit length. But the point is the point would be 1 unit on your y-axis. So I'm going to use at 5 length, unit length, at 5, comma, 1. You see? So this line represents the length of your line. And then this coordinate represents 5 units and then 1 unit going up. Now, the good thing about polar coordinate is like this. There is an angle. Okay, starting from this point. Let's say I want to create a line which is, okay, the line, the elevation angle would be 30 degrees. Okay, and then the unit probably is, the length of that line probably is 4 units. Okay, starting from this point, I'm going to create another line. Again, the line would be 4 units and then elevation is 30 degrees. Okay, I'm going to create a line, press L, and then you click the origin. And then of course, this time I'm going to type at 5 or 4 angle, less than symbol, 30 degrees. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, this line represents a 4 unit length, and then the angle of elevation is actually 30 degrees. Okay, basically that's it. If you're going to draw a line here, you would notice that this actually a 30-degree angle. Okay, how would you know that? By putting a dimension. Okay, I'm going to put a dimension here. Angle dimension. 1, 2. There you go. It's 30 degrees. Again, accuracy and a part of AutoCAD is very important. Any more questions? Okay, good. Understand, understood. Okay. Any more questions from the audience? You can unmute your mic.
Okay, any more questions? Otherwise, we would like to share with you the upcoming full session for this program, because I know that you've learned a lot so much, but then not enough, right? There's more to 2D and 3D CAD training. So I've received some questions earlier privately to share with you website and our contact details. So let me just put that in. Okay, this is our website, and there will be a button in the end where you can register or go to either the full session of CAD 2D or CAD 3D. And if you'd like to have both, then like what Edwin said earlier, you have to master 2D first before you can actually master 3D. It will be easier for you to move towards creating 3D designs once you already master the 2D. So that's the link to our full session. Actually, that's the usual, that's the link for our free session, but then we've actually created a button that leads you to the full session. And we will actually email you shortly on our contact details as well. But for the meantime, let me type in my email address. I don't know why is this getting stuck. While you're thinking of more questions, feel free to let us know. Either you
Yeah.
type your questions or
You can type in the chat box if you have any questions. What I'm showing you right now is actually sample of our airport baggage handling system. Because I told you before that I was doing programming in Singapore while working there. We did a lot of airport baggage handling system designs, conveyor systems inside.
that's the one in India, right? You mentioned Mumbai.
Actually, this one is Changi.
Oh, this one is the Changi.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, actually, in Changi, we have the one of the most efficient
that's right. That's right.
airport and baggage system.
You want me, Marilyn? You want me to show them the package? I mean, the for AutoCAD, CAD 2 and CAD 3D.
Yes, please. Before we end, so that because
Yeah,
Drew, I think is interested in the paid session, and Prasant would like to learn more as well
yeah,
on 2D
yeah.
and
This
3D.
one.
So it's let's share with them. So the full session is actually online as well, or a virtual
Yeah,
session currently, because we're not able to travel for now. So yeah.
yeah. This one for 2D.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is 3D.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a total of 3 hours times 3 sessions, right? Total of nine
Yeah, that's
hours.
correct. nine
So the
hour
live
full
hands-on
workshop.
workshop is at 500 Singapore dollars, and then we will give you a recording for those who would like to make a review again of like how to do this and all, because sometimes there's a lot of steps and you might forget those. So
That's
recording
right.
will be very valuable. So
That's
we
correct.
the value is about $188. And the 30-day support, email support is at 999. So for those who would like to contact Edwin directly after this program, you have to be in our full session so that you will have access to contact details, because he will be supporting you in the next 30 days after
That's
the
right.
session. So if you have any questions, clarifications, or difficulties
Yes.
in using or creating CAD designs, you can actually.
Uh, Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. But if I'm interested, shall I just send a reply to that, send a message to that email that you shared
Yeah, usually via email.
Yes, I have actually put my
in
email
the chat
address
box?
here for any training requirements or for you to be able to register for the full details. Yes, and if you will
Okay.
need support, that will be part of the full workshop, which is total value is at 1,687, but currently we're offering it only at $168.
Okay. Thank you.
So
You're welcome.
I have thank you. You're welcome, and I have put in the chat box the um, email address as well as the form for your evaluation and feedback to us. And at the same time, I also indicated the website where you can find the buttons.
Sorry, actually I got disconnected, so I can't see that email right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
This is my email address.
Can you
And
please resend it? Can you please paste that message?
okay, it's I just sent it in the chat right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got it.
Dhruv. Yeah, okay.
okay. So my email address is there. The link to get to the full session is there, as well as the form for you to give us the feedback so that we can improve and give you much value for our next sessions. So are there any more questions?
Yeah, please, please, everybody, if you want more, if you have any inquiries, just let me know. Let the team know. We'll be willing to answer all the questions.
We'll just wait for a few seconds because probably some people are still typing, but otherwise feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions for Edwin or
Yeah,
about
please.
the full program. As you've seen earlier, it's very hands-on.
Yeah,
Showed you actual steps and the actual CAD software on how things are being done. Very
that's
technical.
right. Very technical.
Yes. So if
That's
you
the
have,
reason why this course is actually for those who are really fond of drawing, engineering students also, and for architects.
hmm, yes, because it's specifically helpful to them. Those
Yeah.
three.
If you're designing a prototype of your product, yeah, this is
Mhm.
very nice.
Right. Right. So I don't see any more questions here, Edwin,
All
and
right.
I don't think any more questions will come. Nobody's unmuting themselves. So
Okay.
I think that's just about it. We will appreciate your feedback, and at the same time do visit the links that we have provided you for any
Hmm.
additional questions or for registration. And we look forward to having you in the full
Yeah.
session.
Drew, thank you
That's
so much.
November, yes.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank
I liked it.
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay. Have a nice day and stay
Looking
safe.
forward to see you on the training.
Yes,
You
and
too.
see you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
Thanks a
much. Bye
lot.
bye.